Hello everyone and welcome back to Mr. Jerry ICT Academy. Before we begin today's lesson, I just want to share something small about myself. My name is Jerry and I'm currently a student. I'm about 17 years old and I'm still learning and building myself up every single day. I'm working towards becoming a software engineer. So you can say I'm a software engineer in progress. Before I started making these videos, recording wasn't that easy. I had to record and the video, record the audio, combine them, and even the screen recording that I'm currently doing now to show you how to use Microsoft Word was one of the challenges I met. I tried simple tools, but they couldn't really give me everything I needed, so I had to go learn OBS Studios, and I had to sit down, practice, adjust some settings, test some recordings, and learn how everything works. And now I'm still learning. So what I'm just trying to say is that sometimes growth is not something that you just do eventually. It's a progress. Nobody starts perfect. This academy is not just about Microsoft Word. It's about building skills step by step, even when things feel difficult. Alright, now let's get into today's lesson. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to use the Microsoft Word tab. Let me open mine. Okay, blank document. Okay, remember my last episode when I said the info sub-menu in the file menu shows you information? Currently, this my Microsoft is in compatibility mode because I used a previous version before and now it's opening it using the previous version extension. So let me convert that to a now you see up here no more compatibility mode showing. Now I can get almost all the features I need. So the home tab, which is the tab that opens automatically when you open Microsoft Word, is the most commonly used tab and the most important tab in Microsoft Word. It is grouped into 5 main groups. I say 5 main groups because with more updates, I think Microsoft will add others. But if you have used previous version of Microsoft, you will know that this clipboard group was always there. The font, the paragraph, the style, and the editing. The voice editor and add-ins are new features. I don't think you'll see it back in Microsoft Word 2010, but who knows? It's not like I still have it in my system. So first of all, since this is not just explanation, I'm going to be showing you how to use each of them, and I've gotten a sample text that I can use. I've copied it previously. Let's see. Ctrl V to paste. Yes. If you look very well, my font is not actually Calibri. I think yours should be Calibri and size 12 as default. But previously I said you can go to options in the file menu and tweak your Microsoft Word to your liking, which I've seen I've done. So first, we start with the clipboard group. Most of us who use system are familiar with cuts, copy and paste. There are shortcuts, Ctrl X for cuts, Ctrl C for copy, and Ctrl V for paste. Okay, this just helps you copy. Okay, the cut and copy helps you move text from one place to another. That's what I will say. But there's a difference. The cut, when it moves, it doesn't leave a duplicate. You watch very well. I just cut out a section of the text and I take my cursor to the next place I want to put it and I paste it. If you check originally, here it was, you won't see it. Now, let's do. This is the undo and redo. If I did something by mistake and I want to go back, the undo is what you should use to do that. So now let me undo so that I can show you how the copy works. If you copy, notice that it is still here, and if I want another version, okay, no, not another version, but I want another copy of it, a duplicate, I can still paste it here, and if I paste it here, it is still up here. So that's basically what it is. You notice, oh, Ctrl Z is the shortcut for undo, and when you undo and maybe undo something you're not supposed to undo, you can redo it. It's like going back and undo. And that's really not a term I should use, but let's see. You made a mistake, you want to remove it, you want to go back to the previous change you made, you can undo. But now if you want to go back to that change, you want to go back to your current state, remember you just went back from your current state to the previous state, and now you're in the previous state. If you want to go back to the current state, it's just like an undo for undo itself. So next we have this format painter. This brush right here, it's not commonly known, but let me just explain what it's for. You see how each heading is bold? Okay, let's see. Imagine now I want to make this number 2 bold, the same design with this title. That's what the format painter helps you do. Oh, let me just show you. If I select this benefit of ICT in education, and let's see, format painter, and I take it, you see the custom I've changed to this brush with a small custom by the side. If I take it to this number 3 and select it, it actually becomes bold with this one. So this is just like another copy and paste, but this time you copy format and paste it somewhere. It's very suitable when you have a write-up, you done writing, then you want to start editing, and you need each heading to be the same. You don't need to start formatting each of them one by one. Honestly, normally I type everything from beginning to end without any design. Then later I can start formatting this to the text to fit the description I want. Okay, now let's enter the font group. The font group has the font type, the font size, bold, italic, underline, text color, highlight, subscript and superscript. I think that's all. Okay, there are more, but let me just show you. If you see this place where you see Cosmic Sun MS, is actually the font type, and that's the one I choose. Your own must be Calibri by default, Calibri body. If you select the text you want to change the fonts and click on any of the fonts, this is a live preview. It's showing what it will look like if I selected any of them. You can actually change it. Next we have the size. This is where you want, maybe you know the particular size you always use. Like for typing, we use 12 as default. Some people take 14 as default. But if you know you want to use maybe 36, you see it here. If maybe you want to use something like 35, you can type it here since it's not in that option. Also, we have this and this, that maybe you want to see how it looks while editing. You don't really care about the number, just want to see which one looks okay. You can use this one to increase and this one to reduce. Now the next we have bold. See, as I'm doing it, it just makes it bold. We have italize, it makes it slant. I don't really know why someone want to do this, but maybe I've done it a lot in graphics, but I've never seen it in the main document. I don't know what you're going to use it for. Next we have the underline. To help you underline text like you were writing it down. There's a drop down here for other type of lines. You can choose which one you want. Then this is a strike through, that's cancellation. You know, back then when we were in secondary school, we just cancel the text that we have deemed an error. But this time I don't think you need it here, because you can just easily backspace. I have deleted anything that was an error, but I'll still show you how to use it. Next we have the subscript and superscript, and I actually have something I can use to show an example for that. I think we all know this formula and the superscript to like a raised to power function or something like that. And next, for this chemical formula H2O water, we have the subscript to make it smaller. I actually had to make it a piece or a block of text that I can easily show you how to use some things in it, how to use the font group on them. Okay, next we have the change keys. If you look very well, this is bold, but they are not in the same case. This is all capitalized, all capital or uppercase letters, and these are mixture of uppercase and lowercase. So in Microsoft Word, you can actually type everything first in lowercase. That's what I prefer to do in case any errors were to show. Microsoft will easily show you an error that everything is in lowercase, but if it's in uppercase, I don't think, if you make a mistake and everything is written in uppercase, I don't think they will show you or they'll underline it with a red line. So it's pretty like safe for me. So to change the case, we have the sentence case where the first letter of the sentence is capitalized and only the first letter. We have the lowercase where everything is made small letters, lowercase letters. Then next we have uppercase, everything is capital letter like how it was previously. We even have the capitalized each word, it makes the first letter of each word capital. Then we have lastly the toggle case. I really don't know what this is for. It looks funny. I kind of like doing it sometimes, but I've never used it for a professional work or professional typing or typing in professional documents for somebody. If you even see Microsoft underlined all of them with a red broken line. So let's take it back to uppercase how it was previously. Next we have this, the clear all formatting. Honestly, this comes very handy when you have done a lot of formatting and you're not sure now, maybe you want to remove it and you're not sure of which one to go back. If I make something bold, italicized, underline, I can just go back and say, okay, click the underline again, I remove the line, I click the italize again, it remove the italize, and I click the bold again, it removes it from being bold. But sometimes we may not know because there are also other formatting here. We have the highlight. I think it does not work on highlight. We have change color and text effects. So this just takes it back to the default, how it's supposed to be by default. Because I set my own Cosmic Sun MS by default, it will be Cosmic Sun MS. Yours that is be Calibri, even though let's see if you change the font. See, mine is in Calibri. Let me clear format and see if it go back. Yes, it goes back to my default Cosmic Sun. Next we have the text effects, which many graphic users can relate. It's kind of where you make your text look fancy. You can use it for letterheads and other documents. Let's see this one. We can just make everything. We can add outlines. This is when you want to make it customized on your own. You don't use any preset provided by MS. We can add shadows. We can add reflections. We can make it glow with any color we want. See, number style, we can make it to start counting. This is for, how do I say, this is for when you have a list. We'll reach there. I'm not really sure what this other to do, but you can experiment with it. These are just new features I think that were added. Let's see, clear formatting, and it has been cleared, and bold. Have you seen it? So when you do a lot of formatting and you don't know which one to go and remove, and you want to just make it back to default, you can just clear it here. Next we have the highlighting. I think that this one clearing of format does not affect it, because it's not really part of formatting, because it changed nothing about the text. It just like outline the entire line. Maybe it's for all these people that are going through a text and need to maybe find some particular description of stuff. They just want, it's just for maybe study material, I think. Next we have where you can change the color of the text. I think this is always read by default, but we can change our text to any of our desired colors here as far as the text is selected, and we go and look for the color we want. Let's see, I think clear formatting clears it, yes, because it edits the text. It's part of text formatting. It does not, it's only the highlight that the text formatting. The clear formatting does not affect, because it's not really editing the text. It's just this white, it just colors the white space behind the text. So we have drop downs. I think these are for other features. There are more features. I think there was, let's see, if you click on this drop down, yes, you see there's double strike through, there's hidden, there's all caps, there's small caps. Here you can even, there are advanced settings and other stuff. Here you can set what you want to be your default text effects and other stuff. This is when you want to go deeper. Maybe you have not seen everything you want in this font, in this font group. The next group we have is the paragraph group. The paragraph group is where you use to control how text are arranged on the page. For example, if you look very well, here the text are numbered, here the text are using bullet points, something like that. We all handle that in the paragraph group. If you select number 1 to 5, I think when I was organizing this text, I was supposed to remove the number so that later I can put the number and show you how it's supposed to be. But let's see, if I select it, you notice that here shows that it's been active. This is the numbering. If you click it again, it's inactive. You open, is active. But what if now you don't want to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and number it? Yes, if you don't need that, you can click this drop down here and choose any one you will like. You can choose A, B, C, D. You can choose even your Roman numerals, which I mostly like using, and that is it. The next we have the bullet points. The same way that the numbering was active, as that the bullet is active. The bullet point still have its drop down for you to choose which type of bullet points you want to use. You can choose any preset here, or you define a new bullet point of your liking, something like that. Next we have the alignment. If you look at the screen, you see that all text are aligned to the left, and this is, you see it's active, align left with. So I think there are some designs, mostly graphics, where maybe you just want to make everything align to the right to look fine or looks different, and maybe that's how the design is supposed to be. This is where it comes in. Oh, pardon me, I didn't show you. This is control arrow for, that's what I use. I didn't click here for align right. We have control L for align left, and we also have centralize. Control E, I think. Let's see. Yes, control E to centralize. And control Z to take it back to how it was previously. Next we have before I forget, we also have the justified. Justified. What the justified does do, it just makes everything equal. If you check previously, this has changed, used in, and okay, let's use the cursor. I was pointing, forgetting that you guys are not seeing my hand. We see this has changed, is used in, and government is not really ending in the same place, just as the information, the way and classroom with organizations are on the same line. And that's just the work of justify. It gives equal space so that everything can be on the same line. It can just be just, I feel like it just makes everything equal, even though the spaces for some lines are too big. At least it just, if you look at it now, they changed used in and governments on the same line. Next we have line spacing. Line spacing, this one, I think the standard, they will always say you should use this 1.5 line spacing, but let's see. The line spacing, we have the 1.5, you see the live preview. As I'm doing it, it's showing how it should look like, even if I've not clicked it. We have 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, the space in between each line. Then we can also add space after each paragraph. This is for after each paragraph. This is to remove space after paragraph. Okay, no, this is to add space before paragraph, and this is to this one is to add. It was active. Let me remove that. Okay, this is to add after a paragraph, and this is to add before a paragraph. It's just to add a space. I think yes, there's a special symbol for paragraph. I think this is it. I really don't know what it's used for, but it just shows where the paragraph mark is. If you look here, you see there's a paragraph mark here, one here, one here, one here. That's where like you press the enter, it's saying, let's see, I press an enter, you see it, where it enters a new paragraph. I basically not used it for anything, but I said let me touch it since it's part of the paragraph group. And I forgot, I skipped something. Oh, if you see very well, there's also another type of numbering here. This is like a multi-line in lists. No, let me use, I was actually entering my programming terms, but this is just like a nested, a numbering inside another numbering. This is where you choose how you want your list library to be. Do you want it to be 1, 2, 3, then inside 1 you have A, B, C, then inside A you have I, and I. Do you want it to be 1, 1.1, 1.11? This is where you decide this. It even has a bullet points multi-list library too. I think this is really helpful for people who are used to writing books and other stuff. It helps them keep track of what they are doing. Next we have the shading. The shading is a little bit close to the highlighting, but I will not say it's the same because the highlighting did nothing to the text, but the shading actually did something to the text, and I think that one can be cleared. I don't really think so, but yes, shading. You see it. I don't think shading and highlighting are a little bit close to each other, but if you look very well, shading for in this instance took the entire line because I did not select it, but this highlighting took the entire line because I selected it, and the highlighting really did not even affect the text because the text is still the same thing. It's just like people that study understand. It's just what you use to make sure to pull attention to that part of the text, whereby this highlighting is used to design the entire thing on, like it's used to make designs. I think that, let's see, Control P. Okay, the 2 also shows in the print preview. I thought one don't and one shows, one does not. But let's take it back to how it was. Sorry, no color. Because if I put white, it will show when the background is black. Because the background is white, everyone thinks it was actually showing nothing. Next we have the border lines or border. This one just helps you put a border around the text you selected. You can put a border all around. You can put at the bottom, top, left, right, no border or all border or even thick border. I basically only use this when I want to make a table. I want to like design it. but I'll show you that when we are on tables in the insert menu. Next we have the sort. I think this one just is used to sort things alphabetically. You can choose what you want, sort paragraphs by ascending, type text. Okay, and you look, everything sorted. Bank, government, hospital is sorted in alphabetic order. Now Control Z to go back. Next we have the style. The style is when is a set of presets. Okay, no, it's a set. Yes, it's a group of presets. Let me use that term. That shows you that you can use to save. But honestly, before you even save, Microsoft have its own default presets there already. For example, let's say this, I give it this style of my choice. I make it red. I make it a red text or something like that. And maybe I want to do the next into this one. I can't start going back to this one and start going to all those steps. I can easily just use this one. I think there's a place you can say apply style. Maybe. Let's see. Then you name the style, you rename it. Let's say style 1 new. And if you look very well, the style 1 has been saved here. So now I can select this next one I want to make with the same style. Click style 1 and I have changed it. Why this is very helpful, because over time maybe you have a lot of text and all the headings are in style 1, and maybe one day you decide, I don't like this style, let me change it. Will you go and start changing the style for each and every one of them? No, that's just burdensome. But if you go here, you can actually modify this style, and modifying it here, let's make it a yellow now. Let's make it centralized. Let's make it bigger and all those stuff. Let's say okay. If you look very well, it affected all of them that's been selected. This come in handy when you need to edit something and you don't want to be going through stress. You just need everything to work on its own. I think over time I saved some styles I like using. I think at some time you can save yours too. It's really helpful. And lastly, we have the editing group. Normally it's not look like this. I don't know, my Microsoft Word minimize everything, but let's see. We have the find and replace. The select is mostly used for graphics, which means I'll not be touching it now, but it just helps you select some pictures, some shapes, some vector shapes, some pictures. It's really helpful when you want to select more than one picture and maybe one is behind one and you cannot click the one behind, because you cannot select the one behind to join the one that is on top, because if you click it keeps clicking the one on top. You can just use the click select and make a box that selects everything and it picks it. When we're into graphics, you'll see that, or if you use it for graphics, you'll see that. I don't know whether I'm going to touch graphics as I'm showing this, as I'm teaching this Microsoft, but let's see, by God's help. The next we have the find and replace. The find just helps you to find things in the text, just as the name implies. Let's see, ICT. We have 17 results. We have 17 occurrences of ICT. Let's see, speed. We have one occurrence of speed. That's what it basically helps you to do. Then the replace, also known as find and replace, helps you to just edit. Okay, imagine this. Imagine now, as I've written this text, I'm using the term ICT almost everywhere, and now they were saying no, I should not use the term ICT, I should use computer. Maybe I go to a school that they teach computer and they don't call it ICT, they call it computer science. This is where this comes in handy. I say find all the ICT and replace them with computer science. I got this spelling right. Let's see. Science. Yes. Replace all. See, all done. We made 17 replacements. Okay. Look at where all the places you saw ICT. What you see now is simple computer science formulas, not ICT formulas. ICT is very important. Computer science is important, not ICT. So that's basically what it helps you to do. I think these others are new features which are making things easier. Now you can dictate for the computer and it just types for you. Editor, they can just give you find this, like, and they can suggest designs for you via AI, and add-ins where they show how you can add other features from other apps into your Microsoft. I've not really used it before, but I have a pretty idea of what it's used for. So that's all on the home tab, and I see it with this you should be able to do the exercise I have in place in store for you. Just head over to my WhatsApp channel and I will drop the exercise question we're going to be using that you can use to practice and make your hands strong in Microsoft. So we have learned what the home tab is used for, and I hope you too can master Microsoft just as I think I have, but I still want to learn more. That's why I created this channel, so that we all can share information with each other. So this is Mr. Jerry ICT Academy, where we don't just learn software, we build skills for the future. Thanks for listening, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends so that they too can benefit from it. So thank you for watching my video. I'll see you in my next episode.